Here's an interesting game I came across in the vault. So 1v1 ranked between yogurt and Nike boots. What I want to do with this one is speed it up and then look at it from perspective of yogurt and then again from perspective of Nike. So here we see this map of Verga Pass is basically like being put into hell. You can't say anything. It's really a very annoying map. So you can see a land factory, an engine making more land factories. You start off with one mass extractors, which is very unusual. And now you see if we zoom all the way out, there was a bomber that just flew over. So at 2 minutes, yogurt's already getting bombed. He already lost an engine. But now he switched to anti-air. His ACU is going out to the side, and he's got a few mech marines going out into the field. So he just killed that bomber. Like he got 3 anti-air units. So he's using his ACU to capture his 4 mass extractor spot. There's a bunch of mass to reclaim. But he's gonna basically build his main base, or half of his main base, around these mass extractors and around his starting point. And he just scouted by some air, so he himself hasn't made any air factories, only land. Now he's already sent a NG to steal some mass from this point. So this map is symmetric, and same type of deal as on the bottom as on top. Now he finally got some air. It's minute 5. He is scouting Nike, and Nike has killed a engineer he was using to steal some mass. So a single unprotected engine going forward from yogurt. Not a lot of rating from Nike. Guess something you might expect for a player who starts with a bomber. It's a very early bomber at 2 minutes. See your first signs of armies coming from yogurt. He's got some tanks, some arty behind him. However, he's playing, he's got nice radar coverage of his own base. He's got 3 raiders, you can see. But he is really playing pretty much blind. You can see Nike always scouting. So an unprotected base gets attacked by yogurt. He killed 4 mass extractors, and actually we see Nike's ACU coming into this base that a single NG has built up. He was able to get a PD, but it was killed easily by the commander. So now we see UEF versus Aeon here, and so far UEF is dominating pretty well. Yogurt's got the middle, and he's gonna take over this other 4 mass extractor spot with his ACU. At least for a while, he just ran into a pretty large force, realized he had to run away. So notice your Nike always scouting. It's a nice radar here. So it's really a fight. First you gotta see what you can kill, and then you gotta kill it. So radar is great in this regard. So still only T1 from both teams. It's minute 10. See Nike going around outside. Some Auroras, pretty large forces. This is the one that Yogurt just dodged with his ACU. Still some rocks to reclaim, and we see a nice nice drop from Nike. 6 Auroras. Just loaded them back up and kept flying. That's a very good weapon on a map like this. If you have total air control, you might as well. Now we see first T2 bots from Yogurt. You see how effective these are, especially versus Auroras. Getting quite a few kills. And a nice T1 push through where Nike's ACU was. We always see these scouts from Nike. See a pretty large force. It'll be a T2 versus T1 here. However, no radar coverage, so it's hard for these units to shoot. Now he's got this airplane here trying to spot. And Nike's ACU could be in trouble, except that there's a huge force that came right with it. attack on Nike's base. We see a PD, but T2 bots along with some T1 easily kill it. See Yogurt here attacking blindly. He has no idea what's here. So these units aren't even shooting even if they're in range. However, in this case it was an unprotected base. See a push ACU with units from Nike. He is going to be facing a T2 force. See, this is why the radar is so nice. You can see what you're going to be fighting against. Nike keeping his ACU up front, now rushing in with his units. Well, while this is happening, there's a pretty substantial T2 force which is waiting to attack. Probably should have gone a little faster, but again, no radar. He's not able to see what he's attacking. Nike's ACU is trying to take on the main base. He's got Artie behind him to take out the PD. Just keeps running into T1 PD. However, we see Yogurt's ACU and he's got the gun upgrade. He's coming in to clean this up, and actually Nike decides to run away. He realizes his force is gonna get destroyed. Although we can't really tell. Still to be a significant force. You see here Yogurt again doesn't have the coverage. This is the disadvantage of not having air dominance. But he's still chasing, but he doesn't really know exactly what he's chasing. But it must feel to him that he's got the superior force. This is minute 20 now. And you see the ACU getting lots of kills right away. Again, running into the unknown. So a few NGs everywhere would really help him. Like this NG is doing exactly what I'm thinking. He's got an NG out in the field making radar. We see glimpses of some Harveys. T3 units from Aeon. These are going to be pretty devastating to most of Yogurt's base or any of his forces. See how devastating these things are. They got the shield. They just shoot everything up. It's nice for them to have an airplane always spotting. Still at this point, most of the base is controlled by Yogurt, but he is not able to see it. So T2 plus T1 ground force meets T2 PD, and it's gonna be a big loss here, as well as some Percys. They died very quickly. So a lone wandering ACU. So Yogurt lost both of his main bases, both sides of his main base here. You can see a nice strat from Nike is loading his Harpies on transports and putting them into spots. Speed this up a little bit. Yogurt's gonna try to rebuild. He's got lots of wreckage, but he's still only a T2 tech. It'll be very difficult for him to face the Harpies. Now you see these getting dropped behind his base, causing lots of damage. And at this point Yogurt concedes. And now the main force coming in.